welcome all you sheeple to Frostpunk. Oh boy, it's been a long ride, but we're finally there. On the edge, the final scenario. We are going to be playing on medium difficulty, just like we have with the others. Let's get into it. After the Great Storm has exposed an army warehouse, we are sent from New London to set up an outpost there. Times are changing. What will be our role in the coming Thor? Let's get into it. Now, yeah, as we just read, it is set after A New Home, which was the very first scenario we played through here on the channel after the storm hit. So obviously things have heated up a little bit since then. So hopefully we won't have to deal with the cold too much. All right. Nope. That's the cutscene. Be quiet.
They say the snow is dead. But we've learned to the contrary. Snow is ever-changing, unstable, restless. We survived the Great Storm. It took away a lot from us. Still, it gave us something in return. Tempestuous winds brought relics of the past to light, ones that can bring hope for the future. Our assignment was simple: arrive at the site, build a reliable camp, and create a stable chain of supply. In return, we'd get food and necessities. A square deal. But deals have this peculiar quality. Just like the snow, they tend to change.
The outpost team. The Great Storm has uncovered an underground army warehouse from times before the evacuation. New London sent us here to build an outpost and gather any resources we find. We must rely on New London for food. There are no animals to hunt here and the ground is solid rock. Thankfully, the weather is fine for now, so we should survive without the generator until we have other ways of heating. Let's get to work. Man, I feel like I say this in every single episode, but everything about this game is just so beautiful. Particularly the soundtrack. Whoever wrote the music and performed the music is just so talented. Amazing. We know what to do. Our first task is to clear the road to the warehouse and start gathering steel. And of course, let's not forget to set up some tents. The night is going to be cold without a generator. So first things first. Oh, we can't. They're signed by New London. Interesting. So we can't sign anything. Let's see what we have unlocked in terms of buildings. Not too much. We've got a little bit of supply. This is where we'll be getting our steel. It looks like, yeah, this is just an unlimited supply of steel. First things first, we're probably going to want enough wood for the night. If we go to gathering posts, we can plop one down there. So that's going to take about 10 people. We will... That's annoying. Put another there. And the rest we'll just set to work. So we've got some coal piles. I don't intend on burning anything at the moment. As you can see, we don't actually have a generator. We've just got this sort of tower thing. So that should be interesting. We do have some more wood to gather from. There we are. So let's get gathering. We are going to need to build, yeah, a pathway. There we go. So that's all good. once the guys are finished there, yeah, we might set them to work. We'll just quickly connect it there. And we'll just take one dude off just to build the roads. We do want to clear this out. We'll take 5 off there. Come on, get them all sorted. Ready to go. Very nice. We've got about 15 people working here. Might keep the engineers working there. So we've got 10 people free. Very nice. No roof over our heads. I would like to promise it. We have 2 days. Oh, we do have plenty of wood. Get in touch with New London. Now we need to rebuild the transport depot so we can get supplies shipped from New London before food runs out. To get in touch with them, an outpost administration will be necessary. So let's see what we have to build. So tech, 45 wood, 20 steel. Yeesh, that's quite a bit, and an administration. Now what we will do, I think we're going to employ the refugee tactic and try and keep everything nice and centered. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Build a couple extra. There we go. Now, do we have any leftover wood? We do. Could go for either a medical post or an administration. I would like to instead get a workshop up and running if possible, which is exactly what we'll do. Hopefully no one's going to get sick. Shots promise fulfilled. Fantastic. Oh, wooden ruins. No. There we go. Perfect. We are going to want 5 engineers, and we'll probably yoink them from, I think, this steel pile over here, just to get them working. Now we could get slightly faster gathering. That is, however, quite temporary. Just looking at that, because it is only for those piles. I think, quite honestly, I would rather maybe... We've got some wood there we can collect. We've got a whole forest here. We might, in fact, do a sawmill. Just so we can start taking up through everything a little faster. Can we, in fact, build the admin? No, so we'll aim to get the administration and the depot constructed by the end of this night. Off everyone goes. Get a move on. Can we actually? We can. We just need 5 workers. We might wait for some of the piles to finish up, if that's possible. People, well, that steel's about to be done. Very nice. Which has indeed given us enough people to go and start scouting up. So we might head to the remnants of a building up top. It's going to take 17 hours. Did just finish the sawmill. We can afford to go into drawing boards. So we'll get that. What is going on? So it's a coal pile. So we'll have to wait until those are cleared. In the meantime, we might as well start making our way through these. Just expand that a little bit. Just like that. Perfect. Look at the temperature. whole lot of people are going to get chilly, but that should be okay. Might also look to build a medical post. Might squeeze it in over this side here. We can build an administration. We'll put right there. And can we get a transport depot? Yes, we can. So we've already finished all of that. Now a cookhouse. Where to place that? That's the question of the hour. Now we do have a couple free people. This pile should be finished relatively soon. So what we'll do is we'll take the 5 engineers off there and chuck them in the medical post. So what can we do? Communicate? No shipments to send. Very nice. All done. Good day, Outpost 11. Well done with the progress so far. We'll send you the first food shipment soon. Now that the operation is established, we await the first batch of steel from your outpost. In the meantime, we are dispatching a group of clerks to run the outpost administration. Your children will arrive with them. They are surely eager to rejoin you. Remember that we can always assist you with any problems. So I think more wood, more coal, more food. New Londoners will be exhausted. Ooh. We'll ask for more wood, I think. This is odd. There must have been some misunderstanding. Our children were not supposed to join us. Certainly not so soon. It won't make things any easier for us. Well, it's too late to turn them back, and at least New London promised to also send food our way. Hopefully they'll keep to the schedule. So, if we click here, we can see that, well, we can't actually send them anything yet. Interesting. Ah, yes, we can. So we need to send 100 steel off. Doesn't look like we have a deadline on that one. A couple of people are getting sick. That should be okay. So yeah. 10 clerks, 15 children. Indeed, a large building stood here once. The size and number of chimneys suggest that it might have been an inn, but now their collapsed remains are all that stands among the snow and ice. We would love to eat here. Before the frost, there was probably a road here that led from the bay to the plains, and it must have been frequented since there was an inn beside her. This place was undoubtedly nice, at the feet of the mountains with a view of the sea on the horizon. That's all we can guess from the ruins sticking out from under the ice. Now we could go to Forgotten Fishery or the Stormwatch. I think we might go to Nansen Stormwatch. For those of you who don't remember, I believe Nansen was one of the people from... He was sending people our way in a new home. He was uncovering people and sending them our way. Now, these piles should be finished today. I'm hoping at least that's the case. It's taking some time. A trove of steam cores. So we have great news. The warehouse contains an unknown but very large number of steam cores. We immediately sent the news to New London and await instructions. In the meantime, we might try to haul at least some of them to the surface. This will require stopping the steel extraction for some time. This is done. Now we could go into an upgraded sawmill, which wouldn't be a bad idea. But I think because it's going to be cold for so long, we might go for braziers. So it's going to take about 7 hours. Oh, actually, I don't think it's worth it, honestly. For such a short amount of time. Instead, we might be better off making these sawmills more efficient. And then going into handicarts, perhaps. Which is what we'll do. And they've arrived. Our children arrived, so the clerks sent by New London to run the outpost administration are here. They brought our children with them. Many of our people are really upset because it looks like our kids were neglected. They haven't enough warm clothes, and some of them caught a cold on the way, but now that they're here, we can take proper care of them. So we need to build 2 more tents, which we can do straight out the gate. And And we'll need to construct a cookhouse somewhere. So, thinking for the time being, well, we can fit one there, but we might do it behind the tech center. We've heard that a cache of steam cores was found in the warehouse. This is a very timely discovery. These devices are critically important for the security of our city. Please send a couple of steam cores with each steel shipment from now on. To help you ensure timely deliveries, you are hereby authorized to use emergency shifts. If you encounter any obstacles to your progress, talk to us and we'll find a solution. So we could ask for more wood. I think we'll do that. Emergency shift edict. Fantastic. So that is what we might do with this gathering post. It's because there's quite a bit of wood there, and I do want to get rid of all this so our workers can get back. And we might actually... we won't need to there. We might need to there. I would definitely like to here, though. The rest should be okay. Oh, fantastic. Wood crates depleted, wood crates depleted. They were really close. We do have some more free people. It's very good news. Now we could build another workshop, or we could... and we've had our first death, and I think that was because of overwork. Probably. Yeah, died in accidents. Death of overwork. We must make sacrifices to survive. Yeah, I probably should have seen that coming. The cookhouse is ready to go. Get our engineers on that. Get our worker there. Sturdily built Nansen Stormwatch survived the storm and rises proudly over the snow. It was here that we have seen the last traces of the fearless polar explorer. Its walls are free of ice. Someone must be inside. Inside, we find a group of people huddled by a big stove. They say that they were rescued by Nansen from a whaling ship trapped in the ice right before the Great Storm. The great explorer brought them here and ventured further north to study the changes brought to the world by the Great Storm. They survived thanks to a store of fuel and rations found nearby, which is now running out. So we could escort them. I think we will escort them to our outpost because we desperately need more people. Fantastic. So we're definitely getting towards the end of these supplies. Definitely worth the 24 hours, I think, just to get rid of them. Storage near capacity, which is pretty good news, I think. Can we squeeze this in? We can indeed. That's exactly what we'll do. And that's depleted, so we'll scrap that. And we can start getting people gathering steel now. We need 2 steam cores and 100 steel. We'll get them working on steam cores, I think. These guys need to finish constructing that. And wood. So I do think it's alright. We are copying a lot of sickness. That should be okay. Now it is freezing inside there, which is a shame. So we might start looking towards Army West House by 50% for 12 hours. That's not bad at all. We could get heaters, which is what we might do. Hopefully we can use them inside the army warehouse. Although, that said, it is about a day If you have a little bit of time, I would like to maybe get coal mining underway instead. And that's all done. And we can dismantle that street. Very nice. Get us some more engineers. We can find a better place for that food cookhouse. So I think it actually fit rather nicely there. Unburied dead. So people are complaining about new dead bodies lying in the streets. We should ask New London to supply. Ooh, oh, okay. We need to dispose of dead bodies. Thank you. Respecting the dead edict. We can construct a cemetery. Very nice. I like having my cemeteries near my outposts. It's sort of like there's a way for them to say, you know, goodbye and good luck before heading out. Still no steam cores as of yet. There we go, there's our first one. And we've just had a massive influx of people, which is fantastic. So hungry, 14 sick. Now we'll head back out to the Storm Watch before heading to the Windy Beach. Now with all these free people, we will be able to get another sawmill up and running. Don't want to destroy any of these resources, unfortunately. There we go. I'll just expand that road like so. More sick beds needed. We'll open a new medical post. That's the promise we'll make. We can actually afford to do that, which is quite good. So we'll squeeze another one in there. Cemetery established. Very good, very good. Get some people as well. More workers working on that one. Now we will definitely need start researching things a little faster. There we are. Could maybe go for a third one, but I would rather wait a little while. And yeah, the heat's going to go up, so we should be okay. I do think I need to ask New London about dealing with... Damn, we don't have enough favor with them. Gravely ill individuals. Unfortunately, it looks like I've let things get too bad. There's not much I'll be able to do. I do want to look after the sick and ill. Head to the Windy Beach next. Next shipment of food coming in. Can we communicate with them? Not yet. New London. Outpost 11, is there a problem? You haven't dispatched the scheduled steel and steam core shipment to us. To help you with fulfilling your duties, we grant you the right to introduce extended shifts. And we'll switch that on. And we'll let us get one more steam core before switching to steel over the course of the night. Don't need any more wood. We definitely need to start treating people. We'll see if we can tend to the gravely ill. There we go. Healthcare Improvement Edict. Issues an act from this day on will undergo radical treatment, of course, just like London style. We can get a coal mine. Yeah, we need to get to the next level, but we can't at the moment, so we'll get handy carts. Hoping to get at least yes, 3 steam cores. There we go. Perfect. We are going to need a lot more steel. Unfortunately, we just can't afford it at the moment. It turns out that there is no city in the whole. Part of the ice and snow-covered beach was carried away by the winds of extreme force, which exposed bare rock underlying it. This is just a depression reaching all the way to bare rock created by violent winds, one of the more striking testaments to the power of nature's forces unleashed in the passage of the Great Storm. We could go to the Shattered Dreadnought. I do like the idea of actually hitting standard shift on both of these bad boys as well. And we've got some engineers left over, so we will definitely get a 3rd workshop up and running. We still have people left over. It is a shame we can't just chuck more of them in there, because that would help out hugely. Alright, now we could go for mixed crews. I think getting wooden supports isn't a bad idea, especially considering it will allow us to increase the efficiency. Then we can spec into... Oh, jeez. Forgetting my train of thought. We got less food. So workers unloading the shipment of food from New London noticed that it's quite a bit smaller than expected. The news is of course already all over the outpost, causing much anxiety and anger among our people. Let's hope it's just a mistake, not a sign of trouble at home. Well, to be fair, to be quite fair, we haven't sent them anything yet, so I don't think it's super surprising. Yeah, we're sorry to inform you that due to circumstances beyond our control, your food supply will be reduced until further notice. We assure you that the shipments will return to the agreed size as soon as possible. We hope this inconvenience will not impede your progress. We expect you to keep the shipments on schedule. Good work. Do you have any time to talk? Good supports. And of course we'll use them straight away. Now after that, we'll go into tier 2. We do want an infirmary, so we can get rid of a medical post and just have the infirmary alone. We are going to want to start looking towards heaters and whatnot as well. More sick beds needed. A promise that the sick will be treated. All we found are pieces of metal trapped in a thick layer of ice. It looks like some terrible force shattered a large metal structure here. Between the scattered elements of the ship's structure, we find an engraved nameplate of the USS Prometheus. So this is all that remains of one of the dreadnoughts used to found Tesla City. So that was the American city, I believe. The Great Storm has buried it under such a thick layer of ice that we have no hope of uncovering it. Perhaps the spring thaw will allow us to get it someday. And we'll head to Tesla City. And then we'll head home, I think. 13.6 an hour, that's a big improvement. And the first shipment is ready, so we'll send it off straight away. We acknowledge the dispatch of your first shipment. Well done, these steam cores mean a lot to our people. We are pleased to let you know that we plan to send you food shipments every day. Just keep these steam cores and steel coming. If the supplies you provide are deemed insufficient, we will have to think of some consequences. And remember, if you run into problems, let us know and we'll look for a solution. The ire rises. So the news that London is pleased to tell us that they'll keep sending us the food they owe us spread among our people, causing a lot of resentment and anxiety, and the vague consequences they threaten us with. Shall we fail to please them? Further fan the flames of outrage. All everyone is talking about now is how we should use the steam cores to help us first, since we found them and have no generator, unlike the folks at New London. No, I am inclined to agree with that notion a little bit. So we do have to send more steam, more steel and more steam cores back. Thankfully, our wood production is doing quite well, though we do only have a limited number of trees, which has me a little bit concerned. We're going to get a lot more sick people in the day to come. It's going to go from chilly to cold. Now, thankfully, we can get freight elevators. But I do think we need infirmaries first. Because otherwise, the sick people will be unable to treat them. There we go. We are getting plenty of steel. Almost enough steel for the next shipment in an entire day. Now our infirmary could fit here. Just trying to figure that out. If we scrap that and build the infirmary, yeah, just there. And the next thing we can research, raising it by another 15%. I do like the sound of that. And then we'll worry about heating and whatnot. And see if we can get another crew. We'll take those guys out of there and chuck them in the infirmary. Scrap that building.
Shift's over, people. Enjoy your free time.
Okay. Yes, Tesla City once stood here, the testament to technology, human pride, and the power of nature, written in silence and stillness. Oh. The city founded by a genius inventor, once protected by some kind of electric dome, fell into complete ruin. The most valuable resources were taken out before the Great Storm, and now only packs of hungry rats roam the streets. It may be worth searching this place again, but we must watch out, not just for rats, but for anything really. This place looks dangerous. That would be nice, but I would rather leave the place. Yeah, especially after what happened in in the last autumn, where we decided to take the steam cores after refusing in the previous attempt, and well, paying a very, very deep. Oh, look at how many sick people we're getting. This is not good at all. A lot of that is going to be coming from this building here. See if we can boost that up a little bit. Still have a few trees. That one's almost done. We do now have enough steel, so I think the next day we'll switch back over to steam cores. So yeah, now we'll want to swap over to heating, I think it was, braziers and then heaters. So we can keep all these warm without needing to worry about bunkhouses. We will look into getting bunkhouses shortly. But I do think, yeah, we won't have enough time to upgrade them all. And I could also get more scouts. I'll have a quick look. Yeah, more scouts, I think. That's probably the best way to go. Those braziers. We'll see how we can. Let's cover those ones there. Need another one there. Actually, what I will do is dismantle that. We'll have that running through there. See if we can. There might be. Yeah, there we go. go. That's much better. Doesn't look quite as clean, but it does work much better. So where is this new one being placed? Here. So it should cover those tents there. Although we found warm springs on the Frostland previously, this time we have sadly deluded ourselves. Sunlight is reflected on the surface of the ice, probably due to the temperature gradient in the air. There is nothing to see here. Victims' colony. Ooh. So it looks like that's where we found the exiles from Tesla City in a new home. Those there. Now we are going to need the coal mine to keep everyone nice and toasty. Thankfully that building's just finished, so we can scrap all that. And if we go to coal mine, we can't actually have a look. We can swap that over to steam cores, and we've got a nice little oversupply there. So we have more scouts unlocked. I do think we need to probably worry about coal just for the time being, although bunkhouses wouldn't be a bad idea. So we might look into that. At the same time, get that second scout crew to start heading south. So we'll head down to the Frozen Den. You might also want to look into getting them to speed up a little bit. More sick beds needed. Promise the sick will be treated, and they should be treated in time. Outpost 11, we have bad news for you. The rules governing your shipments have changed. From now on, food supplies will be sent only after you dispatch a shipment of steel and steam cores our way. We regret the necessity of taking such drastic measures, but they were deemed essential to facilitate the timely delivery of critical supplies. Thankfully, tomorrow we should have some more food being sent our way. Hopefully. I hope. We must act. So our people are angry and anxious about the food situation. A group of experienced explorers is here to talk to you about a solution. By cutting our food supply, New London has shown that we can't rely on them. We need to have another source of food. Fortunately, scouts reported signs of recent human presence to the south. Send them to investigate. This might be our lucky break. So yeah, we are heading in the right direction. Have to treat 2 more people. I think we should be good. It is set to drop by 2 levels soon. So that'll push all these back down to Chile. Yeah, it's going to go up and then down 2. Alright, get us some steam cores because we need that coal, boys. Not desperately, but I would like to get some people working on it. This is definitely the former exile colony. It seems it has some new inhabitants. A burden too great. When we approach the palisade, we notice that the gate is ajar. We enter cautiously and see ourselves surrounded by silhouettes of people wandering aimlessly among the settlement's buildings. They react to our presence only when we try to talk to them. It seems that these people have lost everyone and everything in the Great Storm, even the will to live. We can try to move them to our outpost, but even if they agree, we'll have to escort them. We'll try. We had to try. Some survivors, but unfortunately not all, saw the sense when we proposed to move them to our outpost. Maybe they can recover over time. They pack their meager belongings and set off with us. So how many people do we have coming home? 27. Very nice. So we'll have to make some more space. It is a bit of a risk considering that our food is no longer guaranteed, but I do think it is worth it.
Get to work, people. Shipment is waiting.
So we'll definitely need to send this off. The next tech we can get, insulation wouldn't be a bad idea, but we might go for lighter scout sleds. Have a little bit more wood to gather from there. Make that more efficient, even if it's just by a little bit. Outpost 11, you still haven't dispatched the steel and steam core shipments to us. Our patience is wearing thin. You are hereby reminded to fulfill your duty. Well, geez, guys. Chill. You're the ones who cut food to us. Long hours of toil. So our people are worn out. Some of them have been working on extended shifts for days on end. Their effort is taking its toll and they're becoming restless. They deserve a break. We can't address that right now, unfortunately. It is indeed a large grotto. In the darkness filling it, we find lots of animals and possibly human bones bearing teeth marks. We are in the large lair of a predator, probably a bear. No country for living beings. A terrifying and sad place. An animal that lived here was a long time feeding on the prey hunted in the area. After searching the cave, we found the predator, a bear mother with her young cubs. They are lying huddled together in the farthest corner of the cave. They did not survive the storm. Oh, that's really sad. That breaks my heart is what it does. Now temperatures are set to drop quite significantly. So we are going to upgrade all of these 2 bunkhouses. At least all the ones we can, which are quite a number. We aren't going to be able to collect any steel for some time. I'm hoping, yeah, we just get 1 steam core. And then we can switch that back to steel. We do have lighter sleds now, which is fantastic. Efficient burners wouldn't be bad. Mixed crews. Coal mining optimization is what we might head towards next. Forward. Let's have a look at what we can construct next. We want the coal mine up and running for sure. That's something we definitely need. People are hungry. 3 days to feed everyone. I am quite doubtful because we're only getting 30 raw food. Well, let's talk to London and see if we can get something like soup. We need more raw food. We need more people. No, we need more raw food. No, we can't afford it. Oh dear, I'm feeling quite fatalistic. As long as no one's starving yet, we might have a chance. But as soon as it changes, 44 hungry people. So hopefully the bunkhouses will keep people out. 1 starving individual. Shipment has arrived in London. The view is promising. The valley seems cozy by the Frostlands standards and invites us to descend into it. There is nothing remarkable in the terrace itself. Secluded valley. Come on, man. They're not finding any food or any people. I'm hoping that that changes soon. So we are going to start producing some coal, which is excellent. Already we're getting some steel in. Now we could aim to get the next level, because we do need insulation here. Especially considering people are about to start freezing.
Brace yourselves.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah, very cold. High risk of falling ill. So we are going to want 50 steel, it looks like.
Hurry up, people. We have a quota to fill.
And that looks like we're going to get 770 more wood, and then that'll be it. We don't have any more incoming shipments of food. We're carrying more people towards us. Oh dear, oh dear. So a lot of people are going to get sick, but where I see it, that is a necessity at the moment. Go to the Forgotten Fishery and pray that there's some food in there. Aside from that, I'm not too sure what else we can do. 1, 2, and we'll want 3 there. And we'll just expand the rows out behind it. This valley seems to have its own microclimate. It's less cold, and the waterfall, although frozen, appears to have been flowing relatively recently. Going further into the valley, we find the remains of a grove. A large number of stumps is all that's left of it. Someone cut it down, and not too long ago, we found some fresh chips under the snow. Hot springs, 12 hours. Come on, just hold on a little longer, you starving people. I think they are going to die, unfortunately. There won't be much we can do about it. Thankfully, all these guys aren't going to get sick over the course of the night. And we can get the insulation for the army warehouse. And then we'll get heating. So we do have 43 people, thankfully. Which is more than enough, I think.
That's it. Work's done for today.
We did get quite a bit of coal, but still not enough. We are going to need another gathering post. I think mainly just so our people can gather in relative warmth. Yeah, 8 starving people. Not feeling all that confident about our chances. Can switch back to steam cores, which is what we'll do. A small settlement built under the cover of rocks in which several dozen people live. It consists of several sturdy buildings and 2 large greenhouses heated by hot springs. Thank God. A gift of life. Amazingly, people live it, and not only do they grow their own food, but they're willing to share it. This enclave of life, clinging to a few hot springs, was settled after the Great Storm by people from a town which survived with the help of another city. City. Maybe the Arks. Maybe this is to do with like New Manchester or something. I doubt it. But they set up the hothouses here and planted the seeds, as they say, to pass the gift of life. It does kind of sound like Arky a little bit. They gave us some food as a gesture of goodwill and are eager to trade more in exchange to help with expanding their settlement. Fan-freaking-tastic. Let's gun it back. Trade with hot springs. Now that we've found a promising food source, we should form a construction team unit in the transport depot and send them to hot springs to build a permanent. What's he wants? 50 wood, 50 steel, and 10 workers. I think we can do that, and we'll send them straight to hot springs. Thank goodness we had the people to do that straight away. So the temperature is going to increase, and increase massively, which will give us a chance to recover in terms of coal. We're going to lose a lot of people to hunger, I think, unfortunately. Yeah, only 38 food. It's not going to feed enough people. The temperature's heating up a little bit, which is quite nice. Can't use the steel beams just yet. There we go, insulation technology is done. Now we could go to a steam coal mine, which I think will be necessary. I don't know if that's necessary right now. Less engineers being employed would be good. Just having a look. Because we are going to run out of wood eventually. And I think we might go for straddle carriers if we can. We can't do that just yet. But we can go for a steam coal mine. So we'll spend today collecting steam cores. 9 hours. Yeah, these guys aren't going to make it back in time. Oh, they've made it to the Forgotten Fishery. Thank goodness, there's more food! This sheltered cove was a convenient place for fishing once until seas froze and a thick snow cap buried everything. Strong winds blew the snow away, revealing the remains of fishermen's huts. Remains of fishermen's huts and tents are scattered among the ice. The wood is crushed to splinters. It won't be of any use to us. Only 9 food. Alright, we'll head to the observatory. Oh, man. I'm surprised the starving people haven't died yet. Long hours of toil. Can't do that just yet, my friend. I'm sorry. as is. Just until we get one more steam core. Come on, I know you boys can do it.
Work's over.
Just a little bit longer. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, nice. We'll get enough steel and send it off. So we'll build a trading depot. Fantastic. Food autonomy. Sir, our people rejoice at the news of the food deal with Hot Springs. We might still have to somehow return the favor, but we'll do it on our own terms. Sir, our people are discontented. They're arguing and complaining. Maybe we should ask for New London to help with this issue. We can't afford it. Okay. Well, we'll still ask for help. Thank you. Fighting arena. Very nice. Hello, your people did a great job setting up the trading depot so quickly. Now we can start helping each other. We are sending you our surplus of food, and we can give you more if you provide us with resources necessary to expand our settlement. We'd be grateful if you could also assist us with improving our housing and healthcare. We have some problems. Oh, yes, we'll definitely ask for some food. And what can we do to help them out? We need 50 steel. Oh, thank goodness they've made it back, so that's going to buy us a little bit of time. We'll head to the crumbling hut next. Oh no, the collapsed building. So we've got 60 food from Hot Springs and another 30. Alright. So that should solve our issue in the short term at least. I think we're going to maybe stop sending stuff to New London. Scouts have reached observatory. Close up, it turns out that the building is not in such good condition as it seemed. The walls are partly collapsed, the dome structure is damaged, and part of it fell inside. End of science. The roof dome collapsed a long time ago, probably under the weight of snow, allowing the Arctic climate to complete the work of destruction. The Great Storm took the rest. There is nothing left for us here. So we'll head back to Outpost 11 and then investigate the crumbling hut. We might have to send supplies to New London, actually. So we're going to be able to feed a number of our people, but not enough. I want that working extended hours too. I think our coal situation is okay. We are going to want heaters though. So what is it we can build? A fighting arena. We'll wait a little while. No! It's too cold. This is terrible. Build it quickly. We are standing in front of a ruined building whose purpose we cannot guess. It is possible that this is the only remainder of a larger complex. Perhaps it was a mountain shelter or maybe a military watchtower. A shred of a white flag flutters in the wind above it. God only knows how it survived. There's no telling whether it has always been white or has lost all color over time. So we'll head to the stone wall next. Just need more steel. Thank goodness people are eating. Even if it's just the raw food, I don't care. We commend you for finding another settlement and making initial contact with their representative. Their crops will provide a very timely aid to our food security. However, we have to remind you that all external connections and food distribution networks are to be handled directly from New London. Immediately cease contact with Hot Springs and hand over the raw food you received. This is outrageous. Hell no, bro. We're starving. Enough is enough. Damn right, Cold French. Couldn't have said it better myself, Harry Wolfden. Oh, what good names. People had enough. So, people are rioting. They refuse to follow orders from New London. No more masters, chants the mob. Enough is enough. A miner waves her mattock in the air. Bloody bastards, she shouts. They treat us like dirt, abuse our kids, and now they want us to just give up our only hope for survival. No way. People have dragged the office workers from the outpost administration to kick them out of the outpost as they stand. Should we intervene to let the clerks prepare for the new journey to New London? Yes, we'll let them prepare for the journey. We won't just kick them out into the cold. We do need a little more steel. You treacherous scum, your outpost is officially disbanded and you'll all be tried for treason upon your return. You have 3 weeks to convince us that you've changed your ways and wish to remain loyal citizens of New London. After that, you'll be hauled back in manacles and may God have mercy on your souls. This was New London speaking over an hour. Bollocks. I like that, just bollocks. So yeah, the outpost admin is heading back. Seek help in Frostland. With the communications cut, there is no way for us to walk back from the brink. Even our people cool down and have second thoughts about the whole Independence Declaration. We can only prepare to confront what we must assume will be a punitive expedition from New London. For this, we will need much more manpower and resources than we have. So let's try to find more people in Frostland. Maybe there are other settlements like Hot Springs. It's also worth asking them for help. Very nice. Difficult times. Harsh words were said, reckless decisions were made, but we can't turn back time. We should now focus on searching Frostland in hopes of finding other people out there. Alone, we have no chance against New London. Other than that, we just have to wait for their move. Oh, fantastic. We have so much food. Oh. Feels good. Feels good. We are starting to run a little low on wood, though. Oh, 500. No, we're fine. Crazy talk from me over here. So we'll communicate. We need help against New London. I'm sorry to hear that we were the cause of your clash with New London. If you help us, we might be able to support you later in your struggle. Would be grateful if you could help us with setting up basic healthcare and building bunkhouses. We lack manpower and resources to do this by ourselves, and we dread that we won't survive another storm. How can we help you? So there we go. We'll think about it. And I think that should have... Yeah, look at that. That's unlocked some things we can help them out with. So we can send some helping hands. Will give us 30 raw food in return. I think that's worth it. Because we definitely don't need to research anything desperately. Pump repair. Basic dwellings. We might upgrade, yeah, their dwellings. And we'll send helping hands as well to build us a little bit of a reserve. Yeah, we definitely need heaters. That's for sure, because we're going to keep getting a lot of sick people. So we need to keep searching for other settlements. That's what we can do. So temperature is set to increase sort of soon. But, so some scouts have returned. We'll send them out to, ooh, a goods station. Might send them over that way. Now, what can we research with that huge influx? We don't need steam sawmills just yet. Infirmary mechanization wouldn't be bad, but I think we'll go, because we do want to get even better extraction from our steel. Scouts have reached a wall-like rock formation crosses our path. It almost looks like the work of human hands. We notice some snow-covered shapes in a niche sheltered by the rock wall. After a while of digging, we uncovered several frozen bodies huddled together by a couple of broken sleds. Judging from their clothing and gear, they were scouts like us. We also found some valuable resources on their sleds. That was a lot. Bloody hell. My goodness. Wow, I'm having a great time with this. Alright, can we send them anything else? We can, but it is going to cost us a steam core. I think that is definitely worth it. And they'll send us some more, we do want heaters. That's what we'll want. Are we free? Now that New London no longer controls our affairs, many of our people say they feel free for the first time in their lives. True, we lost their guidance and support, but we gained independence. We don't have to do their bidding, ask permission to cook soup. We can pass our own laws and decide what to do. There's a petition to change the name of the settlement since we're no longer an outpost. Should we do it? Let's go for it. Alright, what's a good name for an outpost? Let's see what some of the randomized options are. Winterbourne, New Bradford, Newtown. Wow, I like that one. That was nice. Shelford on ice. Now, I'm thinking something like New Sydney, because we are kind of like a bunch of convicts. Or New South Wales. Newer South Wales. I like that. Newer South Wales. Alright, and we can sign some more stuff. So we'll get, I think the first thing we'll do... Wow, lots of different things. Ceremony.
Heads up. We've signed a new law.
It is freezing over there though, which is going to be an issue. I think we'll start getting more sick people from that. Shipment has reached Hot Springs. Excellent. So, when our shipments reach, does that give us more stuff? Hard to tell. We are going to continue to collect more steel though. Your people want to build a medical post in our settlement. It's not necessary in our opinion. We have our ways of healing. The Order of the Springs is a cure in itself. We don't trust engineers and their mechanical way of thinking, and we'd rather not have them around. You can help us in other ways. We need it, or as you wish. We'll say as you wish, I think. I mean, it is their choice at the end of the day. A choice I don't necessarily agree with, but... I mean, they're giving us so much food and stuff. Helping Hands 2, we need more steel, and pump renovations, we need more steel. So we can just wait a little while. We still do have quite a bit of wood. And this is where more people are getting sick from, so we'll definitely want to research heaters after this. So yeah, we're going to keep getting a lot of sick people. As we had hoped, we found a pass leading safely to the other side. There's also a sheltered place here where we could rest for a while. Apparently, not only we found this pass to be a convenient way over the mountains, bonfire remains and other evidence attest that people camped here. However, they all seem cold. Discovered the collier of the dead. We'll get some more steel. How much more do we need? We can do pumps renovation.
Head to your workplaces.
Or we can do helping hands. I think we might do helping hands. We'll go to the goods station. We did say heaters, but I think this will be nice. Another 15%. And then we can focus on... Yeah, because we're about to get a nice temperature increase anyway. And over that course of time, we should get a bunch of people all healed up. So, a fever is spreading among our people in Hot Springs, but the locals refuse to treat them in medical posts. They say that the fever is merely a consequence of our unnatural lifestyle and offer some herbal remedies. We could threaten these nuts to take them more to make them listen to reason, or hope the outbreak will end on its own. Ooh, we will hope it will pass. Oh dear, I hope our people don't get sick. Or die from sickness. Hoping's not going to do much, I'm afraid, but... Now we could go for the last one. Another 15%. Wouldn't be bad. But I think we'll go for heaters. As we get closer, it turns out that these are not rocks, but huge, rusted cages. There are frozen bodies inside, and some lie around the cages as well. These people were killed some time ago. Their frozen bodies have been partially scavenged by animals. They lie scattered without any semblance of order or respect. If we had any doubts whether the bodies were thrown here deliberately, a sign at the entrance of the gully dispels them. No man will have rule over others for all time. Convicts of Frostland. These are probably bodies of the overseers who guarded convicts working on Frostland, and these cages were used to transport convicts from place to place. So we'll set these guys to head to the frozen sea, and then the convict camp. Now, can we send anything? We can send helping hands and pump renovation, which is what we'll do. Can we send anything to New London? No. Makes sense. What do we have going on? More sick beds needed. I promise the sick will be treated. So we need to treat 3 people. This is a small goods station built at the crossroads. The routes lead north towards New London, north and east towards the mountains. Whatever the warehouse contains does not belong to us, but, well, it no longer belongs to anybody, so we broke into it. As expected, we found some canned food and frozen meat inside. Both will be certainly very useful to us. We can head to the isolated camp next. We've got about 8 people left. Can we get anyone? We can't request anyone. That is annoying. Because we are going to need some more people. We're also going to need to treat some more people, but it looks like, as I said, the temperature is going to increase 2-fold. So a lot of these places will suddenly be A-okay again. This is urgent. We need your immediate assistance. A geyser has erupted, causing damage to the crops and many injuries among both ours and your people. The burned victims need advanced treatment to survive. We don't have the proper technology, and we ask ourselves if we should have. We never needed it before your arrival. We need to send the victims to you for treatment, although it's dangerous due to the severity of their burns and the distance. We await your answer. 10 gravely ill will be sent. We might need to construct an additional infirmary, but I mean, we've got enough steel at the moment. We could afford to swap. It does only take a second. This must have been a seashore before the sea froze during the storm. The sight is truly amazing. We can see some shape rising from the waves on the horizon. Ghost ship. Check that out. Steam core. We see tents surrounded by barbed wire fence and several people, probably guards, patrolling the area at a considerable distance from the camp. Victims of the epidemic. After we took a closer look, it turned out that this is a quarantine center belonging to New London. Apparently our former home was affected by some epidemic that they tried to suppress, and they put the infected here far from the healthy population. We decided to steer clear of this place before the guards noticed our presence. Head to the deep fraction next. Eaters research, fantastic. We'll go for infirmary mechanization because we need the people working in there to switch over to the other one as well. Overcrowding, alternatively, wouldn't be a bad one. Yeah, maybe we won't even need to worry about it. But yeah, this gathering post is now useless. So we'll just get rid of that walkway there. There we go. So yeah, this is still gathering enough coal for us, which is fantastic. We do only have about 329 wood left though. Alright, and I think finally we can let people rest a little bit. So when are they going to arrive? 10 people in a very, very short amount of time. Just finished that. Could get infirmary checklists next. I think that may be the go. 10 gravely ill. We've heard that the burn victims have arrived to your settlement after a long and exhausting journey. We are horrified to learn that almost half of them died on the way, and the rest is in a critical state. Please help them immediately or they will die too. Establishing a safe and fast connection between our settlements would help prevent such tragedies in the future. Our people might distrust technology, but we can see its uses. We offer you steady food shipments every 2 days if you build a safe route to us. So 5 people died. Damn. So I'm thinking we should have probably pushed a little harder to get them to adopt medical facilities. Oh dear. Okay, we need an upgraded transport. Let's do it. And it is indeed a ship trapped forever in frozen sea. The broken ice around it rises in a dramatic wave. A cargo of shame. The ship carried hundreds of convicts whose bodies are still locked in cells, but the crew did not abandon them. We found their remains in their quarters. There's still plenty of food aboard. We could take it, although we can't be sure what was the cause of death for the crew and the convicts. No, we'll leave it. We'll head to the shipwreck camp. And what we do need to do... Oh, we just gotta wait for that to finish constructing. Oh, totally forgot about the fighting arena. Now, we could build another infirmary, which is not a bad idea. More people are going to keep getting sick. That's okay. So that's all upgraded. Safe fruit depot. We need 60 steel. So yeah, we'll switch over to steel. We've established that the crevice extends beyond the ice sheet, deep into the rock. It could be the result of tectonic movement, but rock might have cracked under the weight of ice. It's so deep that pieces of ice thrown into it vanish without any echo. It's also quite wide. It will not be easy to cross it. So we've got a snow rover a little further on. While the safe route is being established, we need to reduce the risk of the next eruption. Your engineers want to flood the caves to stabilize the flow. This shall stop eruptions and might give us bigger crops, but would also destroy the cave moss we are using as a mild sedative. We'd strongly prefer to drill a borehole to lower the pressure. Eruptions will still happen from time to time, but such is the nature of this place. We'll drill the borehole. Again, it is their place. So we need a lot more steel to start upgrading a lot of this stuff. We do have plenty of food for the time being as well. We are beginning to run a little low on wood. And finally, for the first time in forever, we're starting to get ahead of our yeah, we're gonna need houses next, I think. We reached the settlement built around the shipwreck. We guessed that before the arrival of the frost, there must have been a sea here. The settlement is populous, but its inhabitants meet us with distrust, even hostility. No kings, only men. Convicts were widely used on Frostland to build generators, deceived by false promises of amnesty and return home. Most of them were worked to death, carried on prison ships from one construction site to another. Some of them have rebelled, and those that we met here were successful. They killed their guards, took over the ship, and set up their own settlement away from London's power. The hull of the ship, heated by steam boilers, protected them from the great storm. Hearing that we too have rebelled against our masters, they seem to walk up to us. That's great news. We need to send a construction team to get them to trust us, or to start the negotiation. So we need a little bit more steel. As I said, we are running a little bit low on food. So yeah, we definitely need more steel. Would have been good to initiate this. Oh, it is still relatively early in the day. I think about 16 an hour. We found the rusted wreck of a snow rover. The frozen corpse of the driver is still inside. Such rovers were used to scout ahead of his expeditions, but never alone. It's too dangerous to travel in Frostland in such a small craft. This means that some convoy has passed here a long time ago, probably in a hurry. Otherwise, they'd have taken the body to bury it. Okay, maybe this could potentially be Winterhome, although I am thinking that's probably not the case. 20 raw food in return. 30 food, 30 food. I think we'll send them the borehole equipment. And then we'll save up to get the next construction crew, if possible. A child's plea. Oh, frozen to the bone in the cemetery. Oh, that poor kid. Infirmary checklist researched. So next up, I think it was houses. I was thinking of researching, but we do need the steel to form a construction team. And while it would be good to get a reliable source, I do also think it's important to see what the convicts have to offer us. Hopefully it's wood. I mean, he did have a fire axe, but it's hard to tell. We will definitely need more steel, though, that's for sure. Oh, we got so close to being able to send the next
Time to get some rest.
group out. That's okay. We've got plenty of time to build a route anyway. So if we look at the care house, we can build that care house behind the infirmary. And where are these guys at? Every freight trailer stuck in the ice crevice. Such vehicles used to be manned by dreadnoughts. Looking at the massive bulk of the trailer, we can't help but marvel at the power of the land dreadnoughts which roamed Frostland before the Great Storm, bringing scores of people north. Where was this convoy headed? Alas, we won't find out. The storm erased all of their traces. So now it's time to head back to New South Wales. Or Newer South Wales. Oh my god. What a dumb name. Very nice, the care house is done. 1 day, 10 hours. Jeez. So we still have 16 days. We did want to research houses. Although we should be okay. This is chilly, so we might want to research better heaters instead. If we have a look at heating, it's going to take 30 wood, 20 steel. I would rather save the steel to send to... never arrived. Excellent. So we can send them off to the crumbling hut. Now, if we have a chat, we can send helping hands. Infrastructure repair caused a lot of damage. We have to repair it to strengthen the walls, or the hot water will sooner or later destroy even more crops. We might send that off to help them out. So we do have quite a bit of steel building up. Yeah. Build up that camp. And we'll have a look at what we can send. Nothing yet. Oh, here we go. That's great. And what do they want? Raise food availability, so we can make some more cookhouses for them. Collecting raw materials. And they do need 5 engineers. I mean, sure. I suppose we can spare the medics or the engineers. We can send helping hands. And that will boost up our food a little more because while we aren't declining, still not super great. We do need more steel, so we've got our people working on that. It is a little late in the day, so I won't boost it. But we will need better heating.
Work's over. Rest your weary bones.
Shipment has reached Hot Springs. Now if we communicate, we need some workers. Yeah, we got to get some of our workers back home. We do have 4 engineers available still, so I probably jumped the gun a little bit there. Otherwise, it's going to become chilly. Okay, chuck down there. And they're going to become chilly as well, but that should be okay. Shipment has arrived in the shipwreck camp. Very nice. Here we go. Your engineers found out that someone sabotaged one of the main pumps, heating the hothouses. Some crops were lost, and it will take at least a day to resume food production. We believe this to be the doing of New London or their sympathizers. We are anxious that if they do this again and cripple the food production, we might starve. To prevent this, we should work together even closer than before. Do you agree? Yeah, of course. I see no reason not to. Now we need more stuff, but at the moment I'm feeling relatively good. Say fruit depot. would like to start constructing along the pathway. We know you have your own problems, but we have no one else to turn to. A disease is spreading among our people, and some of them will die if they don't get medical help that we can't provide. They would risk traveling to your settlement if you agree to cure them. In exchange for your help, they are willing to stay and work for you. They're great workers, more than willing to pull their weight after they recover. So yes, we'll take care of them. We do need to improve heating, so we need more steel. Help access the coal hold. Okay. Joint watch. Sounds quite an immediate need. Let people rest. Definitely not worth it, that's for sure. Things are going to get colder, so we can turn the heater on in a few of these places. And there we go.
Sun's up.
Definitely need
Gird
some
your
of
loins
there.
for work, people.
And the building, once heavily damaged, has been repaired to provide some protection against the weather. Smoke is billowing from its makeshift chimney. We knock and armed people answer the door, but they lower their weapons when we assure them of our peaceful intentions. We soon find out that we are their last hope. They are emaciated, hungry, and sick, and their supplies are running out. We learned from them that previous inhabitants of this place were killed by wild animals. We should escort them back. I don't trust waiting. We need 50 steel and 10 people, yeah. So just as well. And we'll build a resource depot. 2 of them for coal as well. Prosthetics is what we want, just in case. Improved heaters, don't need just yet. I would like to grab 2 workers though, so I can build a construction team and get them working on the mountain pass. Now a joint watch is probably what I want to prioritize next. And then we'll get those guys back out to the ice caverns. And with the last group returning, I think we can just... Yeah, we need a safe route to upgrade. There we go. Now, I think this episode is going to be extra long. Fantastic, so that's all done. And we can dig up all of this.
Your work day is over. You're free to your quarters.
There we go. We need 75 steel. So those guys can chill there for a little bit. How's the temperature? We do need houses researched pretty soon. We did have enough housing for everyone. And we can disband that scout group. Give us a couple more people. They're still waiting for some more steel. Let's see, the convicts need, more steel. So it's literally just steel we're waiting on. Not so much the steam cores, although those 2 are necessary. Shipment has reached Hot Springs. The shipment has reached Hot Springs. So we are gonna need... We did let them rest, which is excellent. And we'll boost the productivity of
Sun's
that.
up. Gird your loins for work, people.
Build a safe route, bury them, and claim the camp. The Lost Scouts. We found a camp and the bodies of members of a scouts team. One of our people recognized his friends who disappeared during the Great Storm. Apparently after losing contact with New London, they built the camp to wait out the worst of the weather. We would like to bury them properly, for which we'll need some wood, and we kindly ask for your approval. So yes, we'll do that, and then we'll head off to the gentle descent. So we'll try and get one of those done each day. And we'll build a bunkhouse. Maybe back here. We'll just expand are going to need some more wood. We are running a little low, so we'll send 50 wood return, and then we'll help access the coal hold. Yeah, we'll definitely need way more wood. We're really grateful for all the work and supplies you provided. We'd like to ask you to solve an issue, though. Your people are disturbed by the sight of our dead, whose frozen bodies we store to compost them later. They want to build a cemetery and bury them, like in the old times. This is not our way. We want to respect the wishes of our dead to be returned to the circle of life, not trapped in the permafrost forever. Will you help us prepare a composting pit for them? Yes, we'll help you with the pit. So again, it is like up to them, I suppose. It's only going to take 20 wood. We are starting to run a little low. We do have 13 days, so we should be alright. We'll heat all homes. How are we doing? So it's just this one here that's too cold. Our coal is still pulling ahead, which is all that I'm really caring about. Why do I keep selecting the workshop? House. There we go. We just need more wood. A lot more wood. Help access the coal hold. So we can help out with the composting pit. And we'll keep building up our steel for the day. The caves might be the shelter of the wild animals, but it is possible that some people hid there. Anyway, we have weapons with us. In the caves, we came upon frozen human corpses torn apart by wild animals. By the bodies, we found boxes with documents containing the results of some scientific research we cannot comprehend. There is no trace of animals, and there is nothing of interest for us here. So we'll head off to the station. What's next? Here we go. We just need more steel. Just as much steel as possible. Hopefully, improve heating. Yeah, those two will arrive soon. And we'll get some more wood. What we can definitely do is ask the convicts as well. We need some wood. Thank you, guys. We definitely need some more food as well. So we'll communicate with them. And we need some food. Reach hot springs. We can build the next stage. Everything on is planned, and the route can be continued to be secured. So we'll head to the rock shelf next. Hopefully, the last bar will be accomplishable. Now, we could go for soup, which I think is not a bad idea. At least for now, we can switch to soup, yeah. We've got a lot of wood coming in. Don't have anything to do for the time being there. Ah, here we go. We managed to gain access to the coal hold. In the process, your people found the registry containing our sentences. Most of our people were convicted for minor offences under new, harsh laws intended to raise cheap labour, but it turns out there are also arsonists and murderers among them. The registry contains no names, just prisoner numbers, but we think it's fortunate. We can give everyone a new life in this new world, and to this end we ask you destroy the registry. Yes, forgive and forget. Fair enough. Sawmill and charcoal kilns. At the moment, thinking that's not a bad idea. The thick snow covers the broken walls and collapsed roof. Only masts with this old scientific equipment rise above them. What raw materials we could still find here are not worth the effort of wrenching them from under the ice. So we'll head to Winterhome ruins. Oh, I still feel so terrible about Winterhome. Incoming, what do we have? More wood. We need 75 steel. Is there any way we can get it? Oh, I'm so stupid. just realized error I just made. That's alright. We should be good. A hidden graveyard. Sir, our people made a disturbing discovery. While preparing a place for the gathering post, they followed a path trodden in the snow which led them deeper into the frozen forest. They found a clearing with about 20 graves. On one of them lies a captain's hat. Our people think that the ship's crew is buried there, presumably by the locals. Tell the locals what we know. I'd rather not hide anything from them at this stage. But soon we'll be able to get food sort of permanently settled, so we won't have to send them quite as much steel. Don't know what promise I just broke there. I think it was maybe something to do with the kids. Boom! Done and done. We can send these guys back to Newer South Wales. Just like that. We should be getting food much more frequently. Truly are a marvel of science. Indeed, my friend, indeed. We can confirm that a safe route between our settlements has been successfully established. It will allow us to quickly respond to emergencies and give us the much needed sense of stability. From now on, we will be sending your shipments of raw food every other day. We hope this route will benefit both our peoples greatly. 50 food will be sent every other day, which is huge. It's huge. Alright, so we can definitely get some more wood, which is what we need. So sawmill, and then we can get the charcoal kilns up and running. Sawmill will help them produce even more wood. We do have about 12 days left. Now that the first improvements are complete, let's build something that should benefit both our settlements. Establishing a safe route between us would make trading faster and more secure by preventing the shipments from getting bogged down in the snow. If you build it, we'll start sending you wood every other day. So yeah, let's get that going. My man, let's head to the rock ridge. 50 wood and 75 steel. The ruins of a city brought down by the inept rule of a selfish and incompetent leader and finally destroyed by the explosion of its badly operated, irreparably damaged generator. We didn't think we would ever return here. God damn. There's nothing. There's literally nothing. Monument of Ignorance. Those who managed to flee left long ago and we have no idea what happened to them, apart from some of the evacuated children who found shelter in New London. Winterhome has become a monument to human ignorance and hubris, and its destruction is being completed by nature. The great storm covered the ruins with snow and ice. Only the regular patterns of mounds and depressions remind us that this white shroud covers the work of human hands. So we'll head to the children's mine, which I believe may be the last settlement. Now, I did watch another one of that guy's videos just at the start, just to get an idea. He really is just amazing at this game. So I will have a link down below to his videos, so you yourselves can watch them. Maybe learn a little bit, like I did. We'll go for child shelters, because why not? I like child shelters. We just don't have enough wood. Right now, that is my biggest issue. It's just wood. But with those food shipments coming in, we're going to have a lot of sick people soon. A lot of sick people. So they arrived. Yeah.
Brace yourselves, the cold is coming.
Heat needs to be turned on. Oh, what am I doing? The heating can just be turned on in these. We don't need another brazier. It is just chilly, that's okay. But all those buildings are chilly as well. Okay. This is okay. This mine was far from depleted when we sent people into it. Smoke is coming from its stacks. Apparently people are living here. Children of mine. We go inside. It turns out that mining corridors reaching deep under the permafrost give shelter to dozens of children, accompanied by a handful of old and frail people. The mining machines broke long ago. Now the coal is being extracted by those kids whose small stature allows them to traverse the tunnels easily. The children are proud that they managed their own and reject our suggestion to move. We can help them by improving their living conditions in return for coal. So we'll head to this destroyed automaton next. Now, we just need more building charcoal kilns. Solve their fuel problems for good. They'll be able to turn their wood waste into charcoal and send the timber to us. I'll cop it. So we just need more, more wood, as much wood as possible. These guys should be okay for now. I'm not too worried, because we do just need a lot more wood coming in. Let's reach shipwreck camp. Can we ask them for more wood? We need some wood. We'll force slightly. Yes, we do owe you big time, my friend. Can we build the rock ridge? Yes. Carry on to the high peak. The heating and the healthcare in our settlement have improved, but your medics say that malnutrition is still causing many to fall ill. We don't have much, but we've managed to survive on our own, yet perhaps it's time to ask for help. We don't do this lightly, and we don't want to use you. We know that you're in contact with the settlement producing food, so maybe we could talk to them. We'll put you in touch. So we need about 60 steel. Yeah, 60 steel. There's just no way to extract anymore, is there? 1575. 50 wood in return. Yeah, we'll do that. So they should be all ready, and we should be getting about 100 wood, if I'm not mistaken, or even more. Brilliant. We'll send even more over there. Now what we can do, we can start sending stuff that way. We need your help. We know that we're asking for a lot, but we need better housing. These huts we're living in now are too crowded and don't hold the heat, and plus some of us want to live separately from others. We used to think that we could trust each other, but we were proven wrong. Bunkhouses or separate quarters? We'll do separate quarters. What do they need? Just a lot of steel, it looks like. But honestly, I'd rather get the tradeway finished constructed. That worn, crushed, rusty automaton. It looks like it has spent a long time under the ice. Perhaps the Great Storm uncovered it, and that's why we were able to find it. We explored the rusting hulk of the automaton. It was a general-purpose machine, probably used by Winterhome in the field to help with construction. It must have been abandoned after suffering irreparable damage. The steam core has been removed, but we can still get some steel from it. Into the grove of bones. This guy's still waiting. Need a lot of steel.
The ship's on. Head to your workplaces.
There we go. So while prospecting the safe route to shipwreck camp, one of our people almost fell into a hidden crevice. We checked the surroundings and unfortunately discovered that the whole area is full of such dangers. We could build bridges over them to secure the route, or just mark this part as dangerous and hope that people will notice the signs. We are going to secure the route, and we'll head to the natural stairs. And after that, our wood situation shouldn't be solved, but it should be significantly better. It's probably the grove in which we once discovered human bones in the trees. Numerous human bones lie scattered among the stumps of frozen trees. Most of them have tooth marks, left probably by starving wild animals, which must have unearthed them, desperately searching for food. We'll bury them before leaving. This is all we can do for long-gone strangers. Head to the Dying Springs next, then the bridge, and we'll head home with a bunch of supplies. Excellent. Even more wood. And we will need to start trading for more food. So, good, make an infirmary there. As I said, we do need more food. Helping hands keep the settlement safe, and we'll start sending a little more food. It's not your problem, but since we now work together, we thought you might want to have a say. Some of our people, men we trusted, were exposed as murderers. We don't want them among us, obviously, but we've known them for a long time, and we feel that they deserve at least a chance of survival. They agree to leave in peace if we give them some gear and supplies that will make their exile less like a death sentence. Can you help us provide them with them? Certainly. So how much? Supplies for the exile. That's quite a bit. And we need quite a bit of food. So we'll just need a lot of steel. Always comes back to just a lot of steel. Yeah, 75 steel. Wait, yeah, there we go, very nice. Everything there is done. And now we can send back to the children's mine. Safe route is ready. 100 wood every other day. Fantastic. This will make travel between our settlements much faster, so in case of an emergency, we'll be able to support each other. From now on, we will be sending you shipments of resources every other day. Let's hope we'll both prosper. I like the fact that we don't have to send them resources every other day. It's quite a nice agreement we have. Very much in our favor. Now, they have a lot of stuff they need to improve. But as I said, we need to get our food under control. So we're looking at, yeah, just a lot of steel there. And we could do a 24-hour shift. I think we'll have to risk it. I know it's not great, but there's not much else we can really do. Can build a children's shelter. We'll build it back here where it's nice and warm. And across from the street from, well, they'll be interning, I suppose. Children cared for, excellent. We are going to need houses. Or better blowers. I think houses are probably the better choice, in all honesty. 85 steel, we need more wood.
Sun's up. Gird your loins for work, people.
These springs are barely flowing. It seems that the Great Storm has somehow disrupted the water circulation, which supplied heat from the depths, and without it the sources started to freeze. The plants which were protected by the sources must have died during the storm or soon after. Then the animals which used to feed left or starved. Where to the steel bridge next? Now, yeah, we just need more wood. Let's get in contact. Oh, we could do separate quarters. A steam sawmill, infirmary, supplies for the exiled. What to do? Yeah. Food should be okay for the time being. I might actually upgrade some of this stuff. We did just send them a shit ton of our food, which was a bit of a mistake, but I think we should be okay. Yeah, that's a lot of wood coming in as well, which is a big part of what we needed. House has just finished researching, and we'll get the house redesigned as soon as we can. So one of our people in Hot Springs has died, and the locals want to use his body as crop fertilizer, just like they do with their own dead. I have one of his friends on the line. Hello, sir. They want to compost Frank, those sick bastards. Sir, please don't let them do it. They will take offense, but fuck their feelings. We'll send the body home. I mean, I've been respecting their wishes. It's only right that they respect ours in such a matter. Do need these things to come in quite soon. We are starting to lose coal a little bit, so we'll build a trading depot. We'll keep our man there. So what are the kids gonna want? Thank you for establishing. Now we need to help each other. How can we help you? Basic healthcare, patching our temporary shelters, and food rations. We need some wood. Thank you. Don't need coal just yet. What can we do for it? So separate quarters there. Home repairs, basic healthcare. I think separate quarters wouldn't be bad. And then we just need a steam core, and they should be max level, it looks like. It said comfortable housing. They'll give us some more food. We do need 2 more steam cores, and I think it'll definitely be worth gathering the steam cores. What can we research? House redesign. That's the one. So we are going to need better housing.
Bundle up. It's getting colder. The shift's on. Head to your workplaces.
Workers are busy cutting pieces off the bridge structure. When we try talking to them, they rebuff us angrily and tell us to leave or else. We'll leave and let them work. And they dismantle the bridge, so I don't know if we can get to the sturdy shelter. We can, but we will need to head back. That is unfortunate. We do have about 8 days left. And we have fixed most of the stuff up. We've got some more wood coming in from the children's mine, which is excellent. To make things slightly more efficient. Now, if we go to here, we just need 2. We can send them off. We'll finish gathering the steam cores for the day. Our medical staff reports that from Shipwreck Camp, these people are hardened, skilled workers. Their bodies carry numerous scars from injuries suffered while working in dangerous and sometimes toxic conditions. Nevertheless, they seem surprisingly healthy, although many of them currently suffer from various maladies caused by malnutrition and bad living conditions. Hopefully, with separate quarters, that should change. So we just need 1 more steam core, and then we should be all good. There we go. We can switch back to steel.
Time for a breather. See you tomorrow.
We won't address that yet. Everything's just chilly, which isn't huge. It shouldn't overwhelm us. The shelter designed to withstand the worst Arctic weather has apparently failed to survive the great storm. Oh my gosh! Searching the area, we stumble upon a door handle sticking out from under the snow. Soon we dig out the door and see the plaque attached to it. To all scientists, if you use any supplies, remember to notify the quartermaster upon your return to the city. This is all that's left of the shelter. Wow. Okay, we'll head back to New South Wales. Golly gosh. Now, what is something we can research? Steam lorries. We need a lot of wood and a lot of steel. I don't know if it's entirely worth it. Basic healthcare. I mean, why not? We need 80 more steel. Regional springs, incoming with food and coal. Yeah, we've got those. Okay. I am tempted to hit us with another emergency ship, but I might wait for the end of day.
Shake a leg. Our shift is on.
Right, what can we do? Comfortable housing. Very nice food ration shipment. We'll do that. Convicts, we need more steel. Your watchman caught an old man attempting to clog the steam pipes. We don't know why he tried to do it. He's been acting strange recently, so maybe his mind is failing, but we can't rule out New London's involvement. Nevertheless, we ask you to forgive him in the name of peace and harmony between our people. I think we'll lock him up. We don't want him to strike again. And we're not gonna, like, exile or kill him. You know, like, we could have starved. As they said, they were fearful that, you know, they might starve if whatever happened kept happening. So we can send people off to the infirmary and we'll trigger the 24-hour shift. So I am a little bit worried about. Oh, fantastic. Separate quarters. Boom. We need more wood. We need more food. But now we can turn our attention to the children. Refusal to work. A man assigned to an emergency shift has refused to work. He said that he's already worn out and he doesn't want to end up dead like one of his friends. We'll let him rest. Discontent's going to rise a little bit. So is this everything? It certainly looks like it. So we can disband that group and get them working there. Now with that said, we might need slightly better coal mines. Home repair. Yeah. Shipment has reached hot springs. Everyone's very unhappy about soup. We are going to want to start upgrading these as well. Which we might want to wait until the day to do, but screw it. We were biting our tongues, but we can no longer remain silent. All the changes you've brought to our agriculture, all this technology we can't understand or even use, turn people into a cheap labor for you. Our crops now are completely dependent on the pumps you've installed. We toil knee-deep in dirt while your people chill around the machines. They won't even hear about teaching us on how to use and maintain them, calling us careless dolts. This has to change. We will teach you. We are going to need some fighting arenas, though. People are hungry. Interesting. Cold at home. Should start to change.
To work. Let's get these shipments ready.
Yeah, people are back to being okay. Alright, we need to send more stuff to the children's home. And we'll send resources for more wood. The fire has seriously damaged many buildings, and we are now sure that it was arson. What fire? Did something happen? We don't know who did it or why, but we'll find out and deal with them. This kind of stupid shit, so it's no one and we won't let it happen again. We have to ask you for resources to repair the damage. We could do much more with some proper planning and engineering, but they will also take a lot of time and resources that we can't ask you for. We will help you rebuild. We will set up proper guards. Yeah, we'll help you rebuild is what we'll do. 100 steel and 2 steam cores. Yeesh, man. And what do these guys want now? Inconvenient truth. Sir, our team in Hot Springs reports that repairing the damage from the geyser eruption, they found out that we are most likely responsible for this disaster. Apparently, when we fix the pumps, we disturb the flow of water underground. Some locals already consider the eruption nature's punishment for bringing technology to Hot Springs. What should we do? I think we'll come clean and apologize. We need to start getting coal mining back up and running properly. We're in a little bit of danger.
The shift is over. Time for rest.
We need 5 engineers and 2 steam cores. So we can get you 5 engineers. Well, we can definitely get you some more steam cores. So more wood is arriving, and then more food will arrive shortly afterwards. We thank you for the medics you sent to help with our healthcare. There are still much more sick kids than beds, and we noticed that the youngest unfortunately wind up at the end of the queue. You could tell your medics to start with the more severely sick, otherwise the kids will organize themselves. We'll start with the sickest. Proper houses, mining tools, coal mines will be real good. I would like to have further help with the rebuilding first. Your machines are scary and they do not belong in our settlement, but since they are here, we're grateful that we can use them. Your people were a bit gruff initially since we had so many questions and trouble with understanding the answers, but after a while we got it. Thanks to your help, there's nothing more to improve for now. The knowledge that we can now manage the machinery, even if you decide to leave hot springs one day, is comforting. Very nice. So we've got our food sorted. After the 2 steam cores, I think we'll have wood sorted. And then we can just fully concentrate on coal. Should only last for a day, so our systems shouldn't get overwhelmed. One. We won't research anything just yet. 2 steam cores. Oh, we've had 3 amputations. A note of thanks. Further help with rebuilding, and now we can switch just to these. So we need at least 1 steam core, and then we can switch back to steel. We'll have this for another 24-hour shift. Proper houses. More mining tools as well. Let's see. Relations loyal, friendly, neutral. So loyal and friendly. Interesting. Temperature should increase shortly. We are getting a number of sick. You helped us greatly. Now I can admit that without your support we would have all died, one by one, within a few months most likely. And what's more, you decided to trust us, even when some of us betrayed this trust. For now, there's nothing we could ask. Nothing more we could ask of you. Jeez, I'm having a difficult time. And we will construct a coal mine. Or we'll rebuild the coal mine, I should say. Now we are going to want to start researching towards an upgraded coal mine, I think. 150 and... coming. 75 wood. Yeah, there we go. After the coal mine was rebuilt, the amount of work needed to extract coal fell radically. Some children have nothing to do, and we are wandering aimlessly or playing the whole day. Working kids are envious of that and attempt to take away their food, claiming that they don't deserve it. We don't know what to do about that. There's clearly you don't work, you don't eat sentiment around here. We could take unemployed children to hot springs, or build and man a cookhouse. We'll build and man a cookhouse, I think. So the cookhouse, we need more wood and more steam cores. We definitely need more wood, that's for sure. Trade some more resources for coal. Don't need to do that just yet. After rebuilding our coal mine, we can think more about connecting our settlements with a safe route that will let us travel without fear of getting stranded in the snow. If you build it, we will send you a shipment of coal every other day, so we don't need that just yet. We do have some time to get that sorted, though. Especially considering that a lot of our sick are going to be cured soon. And the fact that our coal is just fine.
To work. Let's get this shipment ready.
Do we need... Yeah, we've got some more wood coming in. 2 lots of wood, in fact. We don't need to worry about coal really at all at the moment. Shafts expansion. Just switch to There was some commotion about the kids, and it took us a while to sort it out, but we found out that 3 children are missing. Other kids said they went to play, but nobody has seen them for at least a day. Finally, one child admitted that they were sneaked into the mine. We have to find them quickly. Your people formed a rescue party, but they don't know this mine as well as the kids. A few of the bigger boys offered to guide them. Well, let's save them together. I don't see why that's a choice, really. You need help. So our team reports that they found the lost kids near a collapsed shaft almost immediately. They were hungry, thirsty, and scared, but otherwise unharmed. Our young guides were so confident about where to look in this labyrinth that the men grew suspicious. One of the younger kids said something about a test, but was immediately silenced by the others. Glad we could help. So we are just waiting for some more wood and some more steam cores. So we can't hit the 24-hour trigger until now. Do just wait a little bit. Perfect. Keep gathering it till 8 in the next morning, just in case. Or just until we have to again. There we go. Gathering some steel for us.
Our shift is on.
Our supplies are doing okay. Now what we definitely will need is some more food. We'll have a look. Work or play. So as you might have noticed, coal shipments from children's mines are uneven. This isn't due to any technical difficulties. Some kids just can't focus. They sometimes play all day and work just a couple of hours. Should we try to make them keep to the working hours or let them plan their time? I mean, let them plan. They are kids. And they've managed to survive so far. So some of the oldest children want to go to New London to check if their parents are still there. This would leave some of the workplaces unstaffed. We can't keep an eye on all of the time, so if you want to keep the extraction up, you'll have to send more people, either to watch them or as their replacements. We'll send replacements and equip the children for the journey. Replacements and supplies. It's going to cost us a little bit, but I think it's okay. Better healthcare. How long? We've got about 2 days left. I think we should be okay. We just need to keep pulling these 24-hour shifts as long as possible. Just need some more food. We're gonna get some more coal, more food. Hoping at some stage more wood as well. Let's see, everything's going to go chilly, but that's okay. What we'll do is just research. House insulation, no, it's a bit too much. Improved blowers, a bit too much. I think we'll just cop it. Oh, that is too cold. So we might need even better heaters. Just can't get enough wood. Trade resources for wood, we'll communicate. And we need some wood. Now if we have a look, average favor, high favor, high favor. They don't have any wood, but we know Hot Springs does. Their favor is quite high. Need some. Oh no, not workers. Ah, shoot. Maybe they did. Favor is quite low, yeah. Damn, we should have asked for food. It's just going to make things more difficult. So we just need more wood. At the moment, that's all we're really waiting for. It's just going to take some time for them to get here. We'll just keep collecting steel. Children returned. The kids who went to New London returned sick and hungry. They weren't allowed to enter or even get close to the city. The fate of their parents remains unknown. So we're getting there with the children's mine. It's almost max level. Fortunately, we're not going to have constructed a trade route.
Work's over for today.
We
Time
won't
to
address this right now. Come on, just a little bit more wood. Ship has reached the camp. Fantastic. We'll need some more steam cores. Aside from that, we're very close. We'll need more wood. Come on.
shake a leg. Our shift is on.
Children's mind. We're just waiting on the wood to arrive. 75 wood. Children killed the plants. So I'm sorry to report that the first hothouse crop was wasted. Children wanted the plants to grow so badly that they overwatered them and the roots rotted. We might assign adults to hothouse work or give the kids a second chance and teach them how to care for plants. Obviously, we're going to let the kids learn. Because there's not much point in just babying them if we can't be there all the time and help look after them. New Londoners are coming, so a large group of people is heading to our city from New London. We don't know their intentions, but we must assume that it's the vanguard of the punitive expedition. The moment of truth is coming. We will test our resolve. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Hopefully we can get them finished and then the alliance will be formed. Oh, actually it's going to take too long to send them.
Remember to stow your food.
Go. Nice little bit of roundabout experience. Okay. So they should arrive. What am I doing? Oh! They're starving, are they? Oh dear. Trouble in New London. There's no punitive expedition. These are ordinary people. They're delegates and here to ask for help. We fled the hunger and chaos of New London. Everything is falling apart there. Healthcare, the coal supply, and even the generator. The administration just argues over what to do and no decisions are made. Help us, please. You're our only hope. Some of our people, recognizing their friends and relatives among the refugees, are embracing them and taking them home. We have no choice. We must welcome them. 25 gravely sick. That's gravely sick, just sick. Outpost 11. We heard some people from our city have reached you. What they tell you is mostly true. We lost some crops, had a food shortage, used sawdust, had labor shortages, then a generator malfunctioned, and things got out of control. To prevent panic, we tried to cover up the scale of the crisis. That's why we didn't tell you. We urgently need resources and people. Our relations weren't good recently, but please can you help us? New London can fall. So we need to consult with our boys. Time to decide. New London is collapsing and we don't have much time to reach a decision. Before we do it, we can consult with other settlements which already promise not to make any requests until this is over. We should listen to our people. What we do now will change the future not only for us but for all the people in the Frostlands. So, what do they think we should do? All those wealthy New Londoners are scum. No offense, pal, you're different, but they can go to hell with their generators and fancy houses. They grew too big and the world will cut them down. If you help them, they'll only stab you in the back, mark my words. In the end, each of us should stand or fall on their own. We say, let New London fall, but we owe you and we'll keep, and we'll help you whatever you do. What are the children going to say? Hot springs? We don't know much of New London, but it seems to us that unlike you, its people fail to adapt to the changed world. If you let their city fall, they will strengthen your ranks and learn your ways. If you help them instead, your people might yet become assimilated by them. The nature is our ultimate judge, and it is useless to dispute her rulings. But whatever you decide, we won't deny help if you ask for it. And what do the children say? We're saddened to hear about the plight of New London. It reminds us of the tragic fate of Winterhome. We should try to help them. Some of our children might have relatives there. If we leave them to their fate, many will die, and this world saw too much death already. The decision is yours, but whether you choose to save New London or not, we'll help you as much as we can. We must stand together or all freeze alone. Now, I am definitely feeling like the administration of New London deserves to go to hell. But the people, it's the people of New London that I don't think deserve their fate. Fate of New London, how quickly the mood changes. We were ready to fight New London, now many want to help them despite the huge cost. After all, people still have friends and relatives there. On the other hand, if we let New London fall, we could take full control of it. Although many of its inhabitants would die, we'd also have to prepare for a massive wave of refugees. I don't think we have the infrastructure for that, really. So, once we get this new wood in, we can start to look towards, These kids really want to help, but it's not enough. The older ones are trying to keep up the pace, but the youngers are unreliable. They slack off, wander around aimlessly, and can't keep up to the schedule. The only sure way to raise coal output is to replace children with adults in all critical places. They will be displeased, but we can't just wait until they start working harder and hope for the best. I mean, we'll just leave them be. We've got the coal situation well in hand. Time to answer New London. We have an answer. We will save you. We can't endure much longer. Hear us out, we beg you. We treated you badly, misled you, and we were wrong. Although we still believe we are one people, we will respect your autonomy if you save our city. If you refuse, many will die, but many more will flee to your outpost and every other settlement they can get to. You can't possibly accommodate them all. So many lives are at stake. Please don't forsake them. Yes, we'll save you. Oh my gosh, we need to send so much shit to them. New London's economy is in shambles, so we will need a lot of coal to keep them warm. Due to the cold, a lot of their workers are sick, which means that our people will have to replace them. Infirmaries will heal the gravely ill, but to build them we need to send steel and steam cores. Their food economy is stretched to their maximum since the beginning, so a shipment of food rations will be a great aid. We got 4 days to get this shit sorted. We've heard you chose to spare the toffs. Too bad, but it's your choice, as we said. Alas, we too will have to face its consequences. We'll send them the workers they need to get on the good side and to keep an eye on them. We know a thing or two about generators, having built a phone, so we'll have a look at theirs. We rejoice at the news that you decided to help New London. After so much death, every safe life is all the more precious. We shall double our efforts to deliver the coal shipment for them. You don't need to trouble yourself with it. Ayo. Based. So we still need to send 2,000 food rations. Jesus. And we need to get their steel and steam cores. God damn. So we need to trade for food. And we need to trade... Shit. Yeah, incoming. I've already got food coming and wood. Now, what I would like... Oh, hold on. Alrighty, and we're back. Okay, so where did we leave off? That's right. 2,000 food. Oh boy. 2,000 food. We need 250 still, so we'll save up for that first. We'll actually have a conversation with these guys and see. There's nothing. We need a lot of... Favor will be exhausted. Yeah. Children's mind, these kids will get a handle on all the things needed to run this place in no time. We're sure with all the developments we did, this mine has turned out to be quite a decent place to live. There's nothing more we could do for these children that wouldn't take months to complete. We'll see what they will do with our trust. Something good, hopefully. Alright, so first things first. We're going to switch our food over to soup. Now the temperature is set to rise. Steam lorries might not be bad, but it is going to cost a lot of food. I don't know if there's anything worth researching. We are getting quite a few sick people. That should change relatively soon. Unless we, of course, get house insulation, which will just cost us some more wood. We should have, yeah, incoming anyway. What we can do is get a construction crew building stuff on the ice plane, which I think we may as well do. Just wait a little while. We'll definitely build. Oh, we can't because we don't have enough wood or enough steel. One of the two. We need more wood.
Work's over for today. Time to get some
Got
rest.
enough for 2. Resource depot? Yeah, we need way more wood. So can we ask them for more? We can indeed. It's just going to cost us a little bit of food. That's okay. Yeah, we're eating too much food. The big shipment of coal you sent us is essential for our survival. The generator is acting up even on the lowest settings, and many buildings don't get enough heat. Now we can do something to keep the people warm and healthy. Thank you. Need to get that wood. Oh, we should have enough to complete all the tracks. We are pleased to report that everything went as planned. The place will serve as a great vantage point as well as a clear visual guide for future expeditions. So we'll send them to the northerly rock, but we won't do anything until we get the next shipment, because I want some wood in reserve just in case it asks us for anything. Like, oh no, we need such and such a thing because blah blah blah. Now the heat should go up. All our sick workers should start to get better. Yeah.
Rise and shine. Our
Fantastic.
work awaits.
Everything went to plan. Went to the gloomy hills. Now, can we trade resources for food? We need about 50 steel. So we'll just save up a little bit. Oh, what can I do? These workers you sent us are a great help. Nearly all of our facilities are understaffed. Many of our workers are sick, and even more are weakened by hunger. Your people give us hope that we still have a chance. 2,000 food. I can't believe our friends over here didn't send help. Damn. That's a shame. We are going to need, a lot more food. I don't think we're going to have enough time. Quite honestly. That said, I might get a surprise. Trade resources for wood, trade resources for food. And we'll wait for those to arrive.
It's time to rest. You've earned it.
We are definitely going to need better insulation for the houses. Shipment has reached hot springs, and fantastic. We have encountered an unforeseen obstacle. Huge masses of snow have accumulated on the mountainside right over the planned safe route. We can trigger the avalanche, but cleaning up the snow will take a lot of time and some resources. If we choose to ignore the danger, it might come back to bite us later. So we'll trigger the avalanche, and then we'll head home with our boys. Back to New South Wales. I'm just going to say, our settlements are now connected with the safe route. Thanks to it, we're able to move more quickly and we'll get some more coal. Now we need 2,000 food. I don't know how we're going to get that. It's just a lot of wood and steel. We can do, 200 food. Oh, well, maybe I'm just crazy. Oh, we've definitely got that in the bag. We'll need more steel and some steam cores though, so we'll save up for that. 250 steel shouldn't be too hard. Especially when you've got 24-hour shifts. We'll hit them with right now.
It's time to rest. You've earned it.
Can we dismantle them? Yes, we can. It's going to give us a little bit more steel, in fact, just enough. We can switch over to steam cores. We do need 5. Now, will we trade for wood? Not willing to trade that just yet. There's 5 steam cores. Come on.
Brace yourselves. Cold is coming. Good day, people. Time to get busy.
What we can do is boost the frames to get a little bit more. Won't be huge, but it might be enough to start pushing us. There we go, and we'll go back to steel. And we'll send that off. Now we just need 200 food. So we can shift a lot of our trading to reflect that need
Work's
for food.
over for today. Time to get some rest.
200 food shouldn't be too hard to accumulate, I'm hoping, at least. Especially considering that we now have, what is it, 70 and 20. Immediately after receiving the material shipment we started building infirmaries and hothouses. Soon we'll be able to care for our patients without triaging and feed all the hungry. These specters of illness and starvation no longer have a hang on us. So maybe it decreases? No, I was just tripping balls. That is for sure. Food.
Sun's up. Gird your loins for work, people.
Come on, just a little bit more. We're gonna get close. We'll send it off. Hell yeah. Right, now everything else we make is just for us. Which is so good. And oh so very important. I don't think we'll have to run another 24-hour shift just yet. But our settlement, everything is coming together.
The shift is over. Time for rest.
Damn, I'm feeling good. We might get a factory up and running, or house insulation. We get 120 wood, which we'll definitely have. The city is saved. We did it. New London is no longer in danger of collapse. It was a trying time for all, full of strife and discord, but that's behind us now. Despite all the misunderstandings and unnecessary grudges, we saw past our differences and lent a helping hand to those in need. The last city on Earth remains the best hope of mankind, but how long will its people remember the lesson that it was discord, not the great storm, that turned out to be the ultimate threat? Ho 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 ho! Well done, people of Newer South Wales. Damn, we did well. We have prevailed, we have indeed. Let's get the mouse out of the way. Very, very nice. Oh, look at that. Our people. So young. We were just an outpost. Ruled by New London. They changed the rules. Exploited us. So we rose and became Newer South Wales. To stand against New London, we found allies. We lent them a hand, and their settlements thrived. Then our former masters turned up to beg for rescue, and we saved the city, working together in harmony. We averted a disaster, thanks to our unity. And we learned the lesson that the ultimate threat was not the storm, but discord. United Territories of New London. Population 878. 1887 to 1916. Oh, how exciting. That's when Frostpunk 2, I believe, is set. 1916. I cannot wait to get stuck in. Well, there we have it, all you fine sheeple. We've done it. We've finished all the scenarios in Frostpunk. That's not to say that will be the last video. As I have said before, I do intend on coming back and playing through each of the scenarios on survivor mode, but that we might come back in a couple of months to do that. And I do also intend on starting an endless mode run. Ooh, the builders endurance. Very nice. But yes, thank you so much for watching. It has been an absolute delight. Take care of yourselves and goodbye.